Welcome, everyone. We are live, and it is Monday yet again. How quickly it has shown up. Still dark. It is still dark outside. Yay. Listen, why practice? So that when you come upon a giant, you're not scared. That's the too long didn't read version. Now let's bring it all the way back as to what the significance of practice really means. What are we practicing? We are practicing A, directing our attention deliberately, meaning you think about or you see or you hear the things you want to. Mm? Directing your own attention. That is one of the things we practice, holding your focus. So attention, focus, yes, we decide where we're going to put those things. Because remember, things wither and die for want of attention. Huh? Well, remember the house plant. If you don't water it, dust it, talk to it, but you shove it in the corner and you forget about it, it dies. So the plant now represents, if you use the principle of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without, that plant can now symbolize other areas in your life. What you give your attention to will flourish. Whether it is good, bad, or indifferent. So what you give your attention to will flourish. Period. The house plant symbolizes those things in your life that you give your attention to. So the outcome of giving your attention to something is thriving. The outcome of giving your attention to something is that thing thriving. So that is why we practice holding our focus, not through force, but through care and attention. Because if you realize the things you care about are the things that you give your attention to, the things you don't care about, well, funny our human behavior. When we say, I don't care about this, but yet we complain about it. The moment you give your attention to something to complain about it, you say, well, I don't care about that, but you are going to complain about it. You care about it. But if you didn't, you would not complain. Remember, attention doesn't care. Where you direct it is what brings about the effect. Remember, every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. So where you put your attention is what you will cause to thrive in your life. So if you're complaining about it, it has your attention. And because it has your attention, it will thrive. It will expand. It will grow. It's as simple as that. So you see, we practice holding our focus. We practice caring. Why? You see, we think that manifestation has to do with getting a car, getting a new job, getting a new relationship, getting a new job. Those are just little effects. But it is the practice of doing the mundane that prepare you for the bigger things. If you don't practice with the mundane, you don't practice with the bigger. Why? Because you don't practice. You see, remember, size doesn't really matter, you know. The thing that you're dealing with, what makes it big or small to you, is how much you care about it. That's what gives it its size. So if you say, man, I got this diagnosis today from the doctor and I don't like this diagnosis. But you spent the last little while practicing holding your attention. You've practiced experiencing in imagination what you would be doing in reality. That's all you've done. You've just practiced. And sure, the car came, sure, the job came, sure, the relationship came, but you were busy practicing. So now when you get this diagnosis, are you surprised? Are you scared? Are you worried? Or will you continue to practice? Because it's just something else to practice with. You see, opportunities arise. And the way to transmute, meaning to change it from one form, so changing it from something you think is harmful, changing it to something that is helpful, is to transmute it. So this thing that you think is your problem, if you spend your time practicing, when you come upon this thing, one, you'll know where it came from. Two, you'll know how to handle it because it won't overwhelm you. You see, now I like Bible stories because they're cool. Because I grew up on those bad boys. Remember David, itty bitty David? All his brothers were huge, massive, yeah. And Israel needed a king, allegedly. And so they were like looking for a king. And Samuel said, are these all the boys you've got? Don't you have any more? These are big strapping fellows, but I'm looking for something specific, you know. Jesse says, well, I got this one little runt one. He's in the field with the sheep. Samuel goes and goes, aha, that's your king. Everybody's like, what do you mean? He's like so insignificant. What do you mean he's going to be king? Pfft, please. Well, David, funny enough, he's busy protecting the sheep, yes? Now, he had to kill something that was trying to eat the sheep. He had to keep the sheep safe. You have to water the sheep. He had to give the sheep his attention or they would stray and wander away and be eaten by something. So every day he made sure all his sheep were accounted for. Two, he made sure, again, because that's all he did, he made sure that whatever was going to come and try and eat them, he was not going to let that happen by any means necessary. So every day, it just looked like he was doing something so menial, so mundane. Oh my God, you're looking after sheep. Loser. Of course, because you know how brothers are, right? You know how your siblings can be. Oh, but when he became king, you understand, along came a giant. And David was like, oh, well, he's just like any other wild animal that I've dealt with before. See, he didn't cower in the face of the giant. Well, why not? Because he had spent so much time practicing focus and attention so that when anything arose in his life, he was ready. So you see, you and I can be just like David in that fashion. We think that these things that come along in life are just meh. But if we would practice What are we going to practice? Let's break it down. In order to change a situation, because this is how we practice, a situation arises and you say, this is too hard. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need a miracle. I need something to happen real fast. That's what we say. I'm scared. I can't. We say those things to ourselves. But if we remember that, hey, wait a minute. I know what to do with this situation. I've done it before. I have imagined. I've seen myself overcoming this thing. Well, how did I do that? Well, I saw in imagination what I would be doing in reality if I didn't have that problem. I didn't pretend. I didn't fake it till I made it. No, I saw. And because I cared about the outcome, it kept my attention so that I was busy practicing instead of complaining. And I practiced and I practiced and I practiced holding my attention upon that outcome and how I would behave because I know the inevitability of practice. If I practice, I will play it out. Well, that's the outcome, is it not? We rehearse because we act it out. Well, Angela, I don't know what you mean by rehearsing. Remember those times when you're driving somewhere or walking or taking the bus somewhere, and out of your memories, you remember somebody. Now, this person could be somebody who did something beautiful for you. This person could be somebody who was a jerk. It doesn't matter. You pulled it out of your memory because you were walking along somewhere and you had a particular smell that triggered you. You heard something that triggered you. Ah, because it brought the memory back to the forefront of your mind. And all of a sudden, you started to rehearse or to replay in your mind's eye what you were doing. You played in your mind's eye how you would cuss them out. You played in your mind's eye how you would congratulate them. You played in your mind's eye how you would dot, dot, dot. That's all you did. Naturally, they came to mind, and however you felt about that person, that's how you played it out in your mind's eye. So you experienced in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you came upon that person that you are remembering. Ta-da! That's all you do. Every day, all day, that is all we do. We draw things either from our past as a memory, and we rehearse it by playing it over and over and over in your head. And because that thing, like the houseplant, has your what? Attention, it will flourish. So that now when you come upon any situation, all you have to do is go back and go, wait, I've done this before. As opposed to, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I can't come out of this alive. This is crazy. You see, because we tend to think that we only use things in the heat of the moment. No. You think Mike Tyson just knows how to hit you because he knows how to hit you? No. He knows how to hit you because he has practiced. He has practiced bobbing and weaving. He has practiced his footwork. He has practiced how he's going to hold his fists. He practices how to tape the fists all day, every day. So now that it is what? His nature. So that when he steps anywhere, he doesn't have to figure out what to do. He remembers what to do and he acts. Because this is the nature of man. See, that's the thing with us sometimes. We don't know our nature. And the funny thing is, this is why I tell you, the significance of practice is not to get things, but the significance of practice is to hold the attention, hold the focus, redirect your energy. So that when you come upon something that says to you, you suck. Well, you think you're somebody? This person over here is better than you. And they've been doing it for a lot less. You see how awesome they are? And look at you. Oh, bless your heart. You've been trying, haven't you? Poor thing. Oh, keep trying, sugar. You'll get it someday. See, when that comes up, you will say to yourself, because you've spent your time in practice, you realize, wait a minute, that's not me. I would never speak to myself in such a fashion. That is not my thought. And you brush it off and you go about your day. But now, if you don't know the sound of your own voice, if you don't know the vision of your own imagination, what happens? You hear something, you see something, and you go, oh my God, what's happening to me? I'm losing my mind. You're not losing your mind. You just don't know the sound of your own voice because you have not spent time in practice listening to it. That's the difference, yeah? So you see the significance of practice. We get to know our true selves. It is far greater than we think. It is much deeper than we think. So don't for one moment think that you're just practicing to get a house or get a car. Look at what you are doing that brings about those effects. You're holding your attention. You're taking what was bad and you're making it good. You're transmuting. You call it mental alchemy. Oh, yes. So you see, today, my beautiful friends, I know that it is tempting to not want to practice because we could be doing many other things. We could be painting the town red. We could be living it up. But who says that practice cannot be living it up? It is a matter of perspective. You know, Wayne Dyer, was he Dr. Wayne Dyer? I want to get that right. He would say something very important. He said, change the way you look at things, and the things that you look at will change. He was telling you, practice changing your perspective. So you're looking out through the lens of a diagnosis. You're looking out through the lens of unhealed trauma. You're looking out through the lens of loneliness. If you're looking out through that lens, you're only going to see those things. Oh, okay, you might want to doubt me. I don't need you to doubt me or to believe me. I need you to comprehend. If you wear prescription lenses, take them off for a moment. Can't see beans, can you? No, you can't. The perspective has changed. You've removed the prescription. You can no longer see. Okay, put them on again. Oh my word, things are clear. Now, I don't normally plug things, but I will with this one because it actually works. There's these glasses out there that have these little tiny holes in them. You might have seen the commercials for them. I did, and I said, I want to see how this works. So I got a pair, and I took my prescription glasses off, and I put these ones on. Slow your roll, let me tell you what happened. I could see. I said, wait, what? What do you mean I can see and I'm not wearing prescriptions? And I tested myself because if I take them off, I can't read because I can't see the letters. But I put these on and I could read? Now imagine my surprise. But the importance of practice is really good. I practiced it for like a week, and I did see an improvement. But you know what? You know what we tend to do as people, just like I did. Oh, that's nice, and I put them away. And every time I take off my glasses and I can't see, what's the first thing I say is, let me go practice with these ones again. If you do not make your practice your lifestyle, your life will remain the same. You heard me. If what you practice does not become your lifestyle, you will remain the same. All I have to do is put those glasses on. Same time, same duration of time, every day. So when I tell you, I know and I understand the challenge of practice, you think I'm kidding? No, I understand it very well. Because practice sometimes seems like a bloody well nuisance. Every time you practice, you're like, Every time you practice, you're like, damn it. I gotta get stuff done. I don't have time for this. But let me tell you something. If you don't make time, but you know what makes you make time? The desire to accomplish the task, which is care. People say, well, maybe you don't want to see clearly bad enough. It's not that you don't want to see clearly bad enough. It's not that you don't want to change your life bad enough. It is just that you haven't made your change a habit yet. That is all. You just haven't made your change your habit. So, in order to form a habit, do something the same way every time. You wanted it to be more complex. But you see, in order to make that thing become your habit, it's like taking up the habit of smoking. Now, according to science, sucking on things calms you. This is what science says. Sucking on things calms you. This is why babies, if they're frustrated and you put the boob in their mouth, they will drink their milk and they calm down. Okay? Science 101. So, the very act, think about it. When you smoke, what do? You take a big, deep breath in and you hold it and then you let it go. And then what do? You do it again. Nice big draw in and then you blow it out. So is it the act of smoking that calms? Or is it the act of the inhalation and the holding and then letting go? Try it again. You don't have to smoke to calm yourself. It is just that that's what you picked it up because you want to be in that group of friends. And that's why you did it. And so now the habit of inhaling and exhaling that you've practiced. But you see, we didn't take into account the nicotine and how it affects the body. So when you're ready to quit smoking now, you got to let go of that little core group, the friendship, the camaraderie that you've put yourself into. See? Habits are mighty easy to start, especially when you don't pay attention to why you're doing it. When you comprehend why you've done something, you will see the driving force in your life that seems to be invisible. If you pay attention, you will begin to see why you make that choice over and over and over and over and over again. So you make that choice so much, you have the boldness and the audacity to say, oh my God, why does this keep happening to me? But if you would take a moment of reflection, why a moment of reflection? Because you have to look at yourself. But you don't look at yourself and say, man, you're so dumb. Look at you. You keep making the same thing all the time. Have you no sense? Don't you know better? The moment you do that, you blind yourself to seeing what the hidden habit is. You do not judge the action. You just observe it because it is telling you about yourself. But like I said, there are many other things we could be doing. There are many other things we could be doing. You see, we wonder why we are addicted to phones and iPads. Well, simple. You pick it up and you put it down. You pick it up and you put it down. You pick it up and you put it down. All you've done now is formed the habit of picking it up and putting it down. So now all anyone has to do is send you a notification and you will look. So don't ask yourself how you got addicted to it. Understand why. Because you pick it up and you put it down. But in the space between picking it up and putting it down, something holds your attention. So you see, when you practice, that thing has to hold your attention. That's why you have to care about it. Because if you do not care, you won't do it. That little tiny word, care. If you don't care, you won't do it. So that thing has to matter to you. I can't make it matter to you. That has to come from within you. Because the principle of correspondence says, as within, so without. So when you begin to see your behavior, it will show you what you care about. Well, you got to do like mystical. Watch yourself. You're just watching yourself. Just watch. And you will see definitely what you've been practicing. And when you see what you've been practicing, without judgment, you'll say to yourself, you know, that doesn't take me where I want to go, you know. That pulls me away from it. So what do I need to practice that takes me towards where I want to go? And it's not a mystery because you can see it. You can see what you're doing that pulls you away from. So obviously, it's not that you're necessarily doing the opposite. You're going to do the thing that takes you towards. What would that be? you would have to look at what you're doing presently. So you identify the thing that is taking you away from. And from that, you now identify what you would be doing in reality that will take you towards. And that's what you practice. That is what you rehearse. You don't hope for it. You don't believe in it, but you know the outcome of practice. You don't hope. You don't wish. You don't pray and fast. You know the outcome of practice. What is the outcome of practice? You'll do the thing you're practicing, and you'll do it and do it and doing it well. It won't you? So that now, it doesn't matter what you want to accomplish in life. If you experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to become, well, you would know what that means. It means I will rehearse that behavior. And as long as I rehearse that behavior, I have to become it. Period. So the behavior of health, whether it be mental, mind you, there's only mental. Because the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. It is only mental. You think it is physical. It is only mental. The physical appears because of the mental. So you don't try to break the mirror to change your face. You go to the source. Eh? And where's that? Inside as within, so without. Who is here this morning kicking it with us? Because I think I've made my point today. Liza, darling. Good morning, Miss Liza. Hey, Michael. I know you're driving to work. I see you. You guys have made yourselves known here in these YouTube streets. So I see you. Oh, it's Symmetric. Hey, girl. I see you. I trust that all is well. And you know I love seeing you. I do. Fan base, who's with us this morning? Ow, who has to scroll? I have to scroll. Ursula, darling, I see you. Baba Banatu? Oh, you're in the space. Oh, Big Easy was here as well. Queen, I see you. Ray Ray, I see you. Oracle Treehouse. Hey, girl. Hey, Seven. Michael, I see you as well. My sweet KZ, I see you. Oh, Miss McQueen, my Scotch bonnet, I see you too, darling. I see you too. Listen, thank you all for being here on such a glorious Monday. Again, it is still dark outside. It is dark. And did you know, because you know we learned about the pineal gland, it is stimulated by light, right? So cause and effect at work. If it doesn't see light, what does it do? It secretes melatonin, because no light means sleepy time. But you see, with chickens, even when they close their eyes, they can sense the light. They don't have to open their eyes to see light. I didn't know that about them. I didn't know that about them. But you know what? To some degree, we do it as well. Because if you close your eyes, you know, if somebody comes in your room and it's dark and they turn on the light and you're like, ah! But if you close your eyes, you'll adjust to that light. Mm. If you don't know, now you know. So that's what they do. That's what Lil Bit does on a daily basis. Even before he opens his eyes, he knows when the light is there. And that's what makes him sing early in the morning at first light. Because it doesn't look like we see it, because it's still dark, but he can see it. Mind you, he had a bath yesterday. He was not pleased. He was not pleased, but he let me. He let me bathe him. Because I have to keep him extra clean because he's always on the belly, you understand? Because he doesn't walk, right? So he's always on his belly. So I got to keep him extra clean so he doesn't get an infection. Anywho, Chicken Chronicles. But I think you comprehend what I said to you today. And now you understand. You don't beat yourself up if you don't practice. Just understand why you didn't practice. And when you see why you didn't, you will know what to do so that you start. Because, again, this is what we do to jog our memory. What memory, you ask? What memory do you think we're jogging? The eternal one. The eternal memory. That is the memory we're jogging. There's a price to pay to jog that memory. There is a price to pay when you jog the eternal memory. You have to weigh it. Because when you weigh it, let me not be so cryptic and say it. You see, we think this life that we live right now is the be all and the end all. And we want to live. I just want to live, right? We want to live because we think this is living. But there's a difference between living and being. Being has way more perks than living. Oh. Being has way more perks than living. But that's okay. You start to jog your memory, you will see what you are. And when you see what you are, in comparison to what you became, the choice. The choice. Don't fret. The outcome of sleeping is waking, just so you know. The outcome of sleeping is waking. So you don't have to force it. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to do anything. The outcome of sleeping is waking, just so you know. And I know you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but I know Oracle Treehouse understands. I know. We think what we do here is so important. Anywho, as we go through the day, that's why we practice. As we go through the day today, practice holding your attention where you want it to be. Because you know the outcome of holding your attention somewhere is what brings it in life, doesn't it? Ow. So practice. Yes? And when you catch yourself saying, oh my God, Why do I keep doing this? Oh, catch yourself and say, whoa, wait a minute. I know why I'm doing that now. I see it. Remember, don't judge it. Don't you judge that. Don't judge that behavior. Observe it, and you will see what to do. That's the whole point of observation. Because when you observe, you will see the cause. Shoot. What? Because you're looking at the effect. Yes. Anyhow, I have prattled on enough. Bam just came in the room. My grandmother's nickname was Bam Bam. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. I just knew that was her nickname. And that's what we called her, Bam Bam. And here you are, reminding me of Bam Bam today and how she would always say, well, if the Lord wills, because that's how she spoke. I don't want anybody looking in my face all the time, eh? Just, And they always used to say she was miserable. But you know what? Now I understand why she was miserable. As within, so without. She was dealing with a lot of pain, and nobody knew. Not just physical pain, but emotional pain. See what happens when we judge? We don't see what the other person is going through. Well, I don't care what the other person is going through. You don't have to care. You just need to understand. Why? Because when you look at yourself, you'll know what you are going through, and you'll know how to fix it. Right? And when you know how to fix it for yourself, and you start to apply it, people become curious. Well, what are you doing? How come you're not the same anymore? And that is your opportunity to say, well, let me tell you a little secret. I've been practicing to hold my attention. I've been practicing to keep my focus. I've been practicing to not let things rile me up. And they'll say, what? Why, did you go to church? And you say, no, I'm just practicing. I'm putting the word into practice instead of just being a hearer. And you know what that does? It fulfills scripture, which is what? Go ye into the world and make disciples of all men. Through what? Your experience, not beating them with a word or a Bible. But that's another day, because I think y'all might be thinking your girl is crazy. My son always says, Mother, I don't think you are. I know you are. Oh, oh, somebody saw more light than I did this morning. He sure did. Sing it, handsome. One more. Anyway, I love you all. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. Yes, Bubba, we are talking about practice, darling. Oh, daylight savings. As if we could save daylight. What is it, a perfume? You know what, Miss Ursula? Don't get your girl started. But it does something, because allegedly, Saskatchewan is a province to the west of us. Is it west or east? Girl, uh, west. Yes. They have cows in Saskatchewan, farmers, and they do not do daylight savings. Do you know why? Because it confuses the livestock. No, I'm serious. This is why they don't do daylight savings, because it confuses. They didn't say how it confuses the livestock, because that's my curiosity. But they don't do it because it confuses the livestock. So if it confuses the livestock, let that word sink in there, livestock. Anyway, I love you. Yes, little bit. I'm coming. That's him waking everybody up. and telling me my dish is empty. Because that's what Biscuit does, Miss McQueen, if you're still here. Because I didn't say your name this morning because your picture's gone. No, I did say it, Scotch Bonnet, I did. But your picture's gone now. Biscuit was tapping in the bowl, the little metal bowl, the stainless steel bowl. He was tapping in it, talking about, feed me, mother, feed me. He's tapping it. Biscuit has no shame. Biscuit has no shame. Anyhow, I love you all. Okay? And I will see you on the morrow, right here on Fanbase, pardon me, Facebook, Twitter, and in these YouTube streets. Ray of sunshine, hey girl. So, I didn't say Flow Smiles either this morning. Speaking of Flow Smiles, check out the link in my LINKTREE. Okay? Check out the link in my LINKTREE. And if you have not gotten your cards, please do so. Why? Your cards. I only call them Oracle cards because that's the going name. What else am I going to call them? But they don't tell you your future. They teach you to create and mold and shape the present to bring about any change you want in your life. That is what they do. How? By teaching you the 7 principles. Mentalism, the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. Correspondence, as within, so without, as above, so below. Vibration. Everything moves, nothing stands still. Polarity. Oh, you thought polarity meant dual? No, polarity is one thing. The best way to understand polarity. There's a seed, and then it becomes the fruit. But it has to go through many stages before it reaches the stage of the fruit. That is polarity, the movement of one thing through stages. So not duality, just a singularity. There is no dualism. We say good and bad. It is a stage. Because what you think is good may be bad to me. It is a stage that it goes through. But then that polarity, it moves in a rhythmic fashion, an ebb and a flow. Rhythm. But rhythm is unique and beautiful because rhythm compensates. How far you go to the left is how far you come back to the right. Why? Because the principle of correspondence dictates that. As within, so without. If you're within 90 degrees, you have to be on the outside 90 degrees. So that is why rhythm always compensates. But in that rhythm, that pattern, you'll know what you're looking at, which will bring about what now? There's a cause. And every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. And last but surely not least is the principle of gender, not man, woman, boy, girl, but masculine. Masculine does not mean male. Feminine does not mean female. Masculine is to generate an idea which is invisible to the naked eye. But then you have to embody the idea to give it flesh, which is feminine. So when you embody something, when you embody a behavior, it is feminine. It is the embodiment of a thing. That is what feminine means, the embodiment. Masculine is the invisible that no one sees. Mm. Oh, Miss Liza, you're in 2 places. To answer your question, um, um, if you click on the link under the video, it takes you to my LINKTREE. And in the LINKTREE, because Canadians don't have the first one, Canadians don't have Cash App. No, we don't. We only have PayPal or Western Union in this country. So under the video, the link there, and it will pop up with a little, it'll show you a dollar sign in there. And that's my PayPal. So that's the answer to your question. To which I say thank you. If you follow through, thank you. It is appreciated, your sentiment, darling. But anyway, I've been yakking around, and I trust that you comprehend. We are always in a state of generation. Always. Masculine, feminine. We go from invisible to visible. Day in and day out, every moment. We are always in a state of generation. Why? Because everything moves. Nothing stands still. And with that, my beautiful friends, well, it's not that it's comfortable, Baba. To elaborate on that, people remain as they are sometimes, not because it is comfortable, but because it is a habit. That's it. It is just a habit. It is a habitual behavior that they have practiced. You see, because now it is far easier to change if you know it is a habit versus, well, that's just the way I am. No, it's not just the way you are, it is the way you have practiced being. So if you can practice one thing, you can practice another, thereby moving from what you are to becoming what you want to be. See? Miss KZ, you have already prepaid. Me and Flo Smiles are just trying to figure out how to move the funds from Patreon over to that app. I'm sure there's a way to do it. And I know there is. So I'll just get it. I'll do it and just be done with it. Because I don't want to have to figure it out. So I'll just do it. Because there's an easier way. I don't have to pontificate over it. But thank you, Casey. But anyhow,
Well,
mhm,
I thought you were saying something about the cards where people could learn about them on your link if they
um,
didn't have them already.
oh yeah, that's where they can get them. Yes, that's where they can get them. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it though when I clicked on
Oh,
it. I didn't see any reference to the cards on the link.
does it say something about a shop, perhaps? Because you have links and then you have the shop. And you slide it over to the shop. I think that's the only thing in my shop.
Maybe I have to go back and look again. I don't know.
It's,
Okay,
it's okay.
okay.
I'll figure it out to make it easier, and then well, Flo Smiles will make it easier because she is so awesome. But she'll help me, and so, but that's I shuffle mine every day, and I pull one, and it tells me which law, and I just go from there because sometimes, yeah, yeah. But anyhow, you see, he stopped crowing, so that means he's waiting for me. Anyway, I love you all. Um, uh, let me see. Uh, one moment, and we'll make it work for you, my dearest. One moment, and I can make this happen. Don't worry. All right, let's do it this way. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I will see you all on the morrow, my beautiful friends. I shall. I shall see you on the morrow. I'm coming, my dearest. I have a link here and can I copy it? Yes, I can. Now let me go back to you. And how do I put it in the chat? I'm going to pop it in the chat for you. There. Fancy schmancy. Thank you, dearest Liza. It is greatly appreciated. Anyhow, y'all, don't let me hold you up, but I'm going to go feed my chickens and clean their space, hit the shower, and get on the road again and get to work because you do know I love my job. I really do. See, just love what you are doing. That's why you take the time to choose. You don't just do any old thing and then want to get it. Listen, make gratitude easy on yourself by choosing things that please. Okay? I love customer service. I genuinely do. So I chose that because I love it. My grandmother would always tell me that story. She said, if I lost you in the grocery store, I knew where to find you. Do you know where she always found me? Sitting by the cash register, talking to the customers. That's where she would find me because the cashier would put me to sit next to her and I would just greet people. So that's where she used to find me if she ever lost me in the grocery store. Doing that. So I answer phones, I answer people's questions. That's what I do because I love it, which means I don't have things. If I complain, it would be 2 out of 10. So you have to find something that you love to do, which would make your life easier so that you minimize the effect of complaining. Because complaining has its own problems that it brings you. Yes, it sure does. So that's how you can minimize how much you complain. Because I know we always talk about we gotta have gratitude. We gotta live grateful lives. Yeah, well, you have to choose things because gratitude is an effect and not a cause. It's an effect. Anyhow, that little tidbit was in there, just popped out. So anyway, I love you, and I will see you on the morrow. All right, all right, all right. Okay, everybody. Peace out. Miss Ursula, I know you think I'm nuts. These nuts. Anyway, symmetric. Love you, sweetie. Love you. There. Twitter is closed. Facebook and YouTube. I love you, and I will see you on the morrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mwah.